everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well today. And today I thought I would do a reaction to the King's Christmas broadcast, King Charles III, which is King Charles after Queen Elizabeth's passing. He's now taken over the reign as the monarch. And as an autistic disabled woman, I thought we'd talk about what bits I really liked about the King's broadcast. What I felt he could have done a little bit better, but I thought we'd listen to it together and you can see what I can see. And yeah, so I hope we can get into it. Smoking,
I'm standing here in this exquisite chapel of St. George at Windsor Castle, so close to where my beloved mother, the late Queen, is laid to rest with my dear father. I am reminded of the deeply touching letters, cards, and messages which so many of you have sent my wife and myself.
So this is where I'm going to pause it for myself. I think King Charles has done an absolutely stand-up job since taking over the reins as the monarch of the UK. He has sadly lost his mother and his father, and I think he's doing well and stepping up to the plate in such a short space of time. It's only been 3 months since the Queen has sadly passed away at the age of 96 back in September. And it was a very, very sad occasion. The whole country kind of fell into a reverence and silence, and memories and tears and smiles and happy stories were shared. It was sad when the Queen died. Don't get me wrong, I cried. I think it was intensely sad, a really sad moment when the UK just fell to its knees and realised that someone who'd reigned for 70 years on the throne had sadly left. And I think that's what hit the UK so hard, and obviously King Charles so hard. He's had to step up to be the monarch of the country. So let's carry on what he says.
Sympathy you have shown our whole family. Christmas is a particularly... We feel their absence at every familiar turn of the season.
Absolutely. So he's bang on the money with this. For a lot of people like myself who have lost loved ones and friends and people who I care about during the Christmas period and the period leading up to Christmas, it is a very poignant reminder that they are no longer here with us. It is a very poignant reminder that we do miss them, we do care about them, and that Christmas time, it does bring that painful reminder that we have to carry on living, we have to carry on doing our daily routines, and realizing that every time we miss them, cry about them, care about them, that we do have that cherished tradition of realizing that people who we care about, people who shouldn't have died have gone, people who were suffering have gone and been gone to glory. But again, we are in reverence and we are in remembrance at this time.
In the much-loved carol, O Little Town of Bethlehem, we sing of how in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. My mother's belief in the power of that light was an essential part of her faith in God, but also her faith in people.
Again, this is very crucial for the British people. The King is bang on the money here. He basically is saying that we are needing our faith in people and our faith in God. My faith in God is very important to me. Yes, I might not practice it by going to church in a church building, but faith can be anywhere. Faith is beyond the four walls of a church. Yes, that's what's expected of us, to go to a church building to worship God and to pay our reverence and respect to God. But the Queen did it anywhere. She worshipped anywhere. She worshipped at home. She worshipped out in the community. She worshipped across the Commonwealth with people of all nationalities, faiths, backgrounds, cultures, religions, beliefs. She did it with grace, elegance, compassion, love, sympathy. And we should be doing the same thing in her memory. We should be getting together and worshipping in friendship, fellowship, love, compassion, empathy. Britain lacks it. It lacks it bad.
Or heart, person to touch with goodness and compassion the lives of others.
Absolutely right. So again, the King has touched on a really important point here. We have to be the light for others. We have to be the person that speaks up. We have to be the person that actually makes a difference in the world and to be around them.
And
Absolutely
to shine
right.
a light. This is the essence of our community.
Absolutely right. It is the essence of our community. The British people come together in the most strictest and dire of circumstances. The King is absolutely right. He really sees the empathy, the compassion. He really seems to understand the everyday struggle of the people. And I love it. I think it is the foundation of our society. I think we are people who come together. And I think that is the everyday biblical standard we should live by.
The very foundation of our education, of our tireless
in this section of the video. I back up the emergency services. I think they do a fantastic, incredible, amazing, selfless, dedicated job. You guys are the unsung heroes to us. Thank you for what you do. You serve the people, you serve the public, you serve the greater country that we are. We are Great Britain. We are great people. You do help save lives and you help when the most dire of situations happen to us. You are the unsung heroes, and together we are the people who perform magnificently together. Absolutely.
So magnificently. We see it in our health and indeed all those working in public service.
Absolutely. Public service is so under-acknowledged and underfunded, and King Charles, again, has hit the right note on the head here. We do need to do better for our people. We do need to be supporting our frontline services and the people that care for us day in, day out, because without these guys, we would have no NHS, we'd have no healthcare, and carers and frontline medical staff. We would be lost without you. We truly would. Absolutely. And I can't fault them. I've had amazing treatment by the NHS, so I can't fault them.
Of our communities. And at this, those around the world facing conflict, famine, or natural disaster is to pay their bills and keep their families fed and warm.
Absolutely. So again, he's touching on the economic situation of the world here. He is being a humble human being. He is realizing that there is struggles right now. The UK is in such a dire straits way of being right now. We are struggling with our bills. We are struggling to keep people fed and warm. And it shouldn't be like this. It is unreal of how bad the struggles are right now. And for him to actually take the time to acknowledge and say he understands and show a bit of love, compassion, empathy, and the everyday biblical principles, it's just amazing. He really seems to get it.
Nations and the Commonwealth. I particularly want who so generously give food or donations, their time.
Absolutely. The people who give up their time to go on the front lines in the streets, in the supermarkets, in the hospitals, care homes. You guys are amazing to help people who are the most needy, the most vulnerable, the most at risk of this economic situation. You are amazing. Thank you for what you do to help people who may not know where to go, who to speak to, what to do, because they're at ends, they don't know what they're doing, and it's just amazing. Thank you to all the food banks, charities, everybody.
To support those around them, charitable organizations which do such extraordinary. Our churches, synagogues, mosques, again, united in feeding the hungry, providing love and support throughout the year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to all the food banks, the churches, the temples, the Gurdwaras, the Christian churches, the schools, anywhere and public services who are giving out food to the hungry and the essential groceries. Thank you for giving up your time and your love and your compassion, even in this cold, snowy, blizzardy kind of weather. Thank you so much for what you do. It is noticed. It truly is.
Such heartfelt of loving our neighbour as ourselves.
Absolutely. We have to love our neighbour as ourselves. And if we don't love our neighbour as ourselves, how the hell can we expect people to help us, We have to be the first ones to take that plunge to help people. I'm going to forward this video just a little bit to the next part of his speech. This bit is the most important bit here.
Coming darkness is celebrated across the boundaries of faith and belief. So whatever faith you have or
so again, he's touching on the faith and the religion and cultural background of everybody. He's saying whatever faith you have or whether you have none at all, we're all coming across together united. We're all going to support each other in having the light overcome the darkness. The light always overcomes the darkness, and I totally agree with that. Jesus overcame all the darkness, and he will continue to overcome the darkness again. The light is the way to give you love, control, empathy, peace, compassion, kindness. The light of the world is the best thing. The light of the world is Jesus.
It is in this life-giving light, and with the true humility that lies in our service to others, let us therefore celebrate it together and cherish it always.
Absolutely. So come together and let us cherish it always. Love one another, be there for each other. Absolutely right. I love the fact that King Charles is doing this. It's such a poignant, important message. Love one another. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Such a powerful, poignant story right now. Absolutely bang on the money. Can't agree with him strongly.
With all my heart, I wish each of you a Christmas of peace, happiness, and everlasting light.
Thank you so much, King Charles. We wish you, the royal family, a Christmas of everlasting light, love, peace, and a safe. And I just absolutely love this speech. I absolutely love it. The things that I think he could have done better, mind you, however, is he could have gone into more detail about how he cares for people with disabilities, mental health issues, how he's going to pledge more money and support for the food banks, NHS, doctors, emergency services, carers. I think he could have gone into a little bit more detail. I think this was a little bit too brief for me to watch. I think he could have extended it a bit more. He could have gone into a bit more excitement and a bit more Christmassy compassion, but again, obviously, he is under pressure to deliver the biggest speech of the year, the biggest TV event of the year, and I love the passion that he gave, the rigor he gave, the enforcement he gave. It was just absolutely awesome. I absolutely loved what he did, and I just love about everything that he did. And I hope you enjoyed hearing this message. And as an autistic woman, legally disabled woman, I felt he could have just pushed the word of disability a bit more. He could have pledged more support for the most vulnerable, who are people like me, who are considered vulnerable, people who are needy, at risk of not having the right appropriate support, care, treatment. But again, overall, this message was absolutely amazing, fantastic. And I hope you enjoyed hearing the message as much as I did and hearing my perspective. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be back next time. Bye, guys.